bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Well, say hi for me when you do see me.
Yeah, well, tomorrow, 8:30, we're meeting for lunch down here on 72nd Street on the west side.
Oh.
Should you happen to be in the neighborhood, you might cause him to drop a load at the table if you like, you know.
Okay. Tomorrow is Friday.
It's a Japanese restaurant called Yuki, Yuki. It's on 72nd between Amsterdam and Columbus on the north side of the street.
That would be really fun. Wow, that would be really fun.
And the time we have established is 1:20.
Okay, I'm gonna look this down.
Let me see if I have the street address for you.
Y-U-K-I. Oops, of course, the stupid thing is going to correct me.
Well, they
So
always
it'll be wrong. Be sure to make it wrong now.
Hey, George.
Okay, here we do the set.
Okay, I'll be here.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. I'll give you a little intro and then
Yeah.
go right into
I
it.
just got to get water.
Okay.
Trombone will help too.
Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the National Jazz Museum in Harlem. My name is Will Glass from the Jazz Foundation of America. Always pleased to be here for our Thursday live stream series. If you don't know about the Jazz Foundation, we're a nonprofit that helps musicians with both emergency relief and work opportunities of various kinds, mainly gigs, and we're always pleased to be here for this series. Today's a very special edition. We have a very accomplished and acclaimed, incredible trombonist who's known for his work with everyone from Sam Rivers and Anthony Braxton to Julius Hemphill and so many others. He's been a leader of his own ensembles, big and small, but today we have the raw element. Very pleased to present this solo trombone concert by the great Ray Anderson. Please give her an applause. Thanks.
All right, all right.
We're not performing.
So I've had insulin-dependent diabetes for 51 years, and at the moment my blood sugar has sunk below what is human. So I have to fix that, otherwise everything will get even worse. So that's the break at the moment. I'm drinking Coca-Cola, which will fix it. And I'll have to continue to stay on the case with this thing, because you don't want me to pass out up here and start flipping around on the floor like I had a grand mal epileptic fit, which is what it looks like. It's called insulin shock. And I've had enough of those already. in my 50 years of diabetes. So we're not getting any more, even if it means we're interrupting the show or whatever. Sometimes there are things that have to be dealt with. So that's your little diabetes insulin lesson for the day. And that tune was Treat Me Sweet and Gentle. Just Squeeze Me, it's called. Just Squeeze Me. It's an Ellington tune. And that's dedicated to Art Barron, whom if you don't know, you should know Art Barron, the unbelievable, wonderful trombone player and a great friend of mine, Art Barron, whom I met on the subway, like the second day I ever got to New York in like 1973. I'm on the subway, and of course I'm getting lost because I don't really know even where I want to go, actually, but I think I'm going somewhere, and here's this guy with the unmistakable profile of a trombone case, you know, in a backpack on his back like a, so of course we start talking, and we've been really good friends ever since. Art Barron he played in Duke's last band. He was in the last Ellington band before Duke himself passed on, but the list of who else he's played with is absolutely endless, and yeah, he's just a great person. So, and we played that tune. He taught me that tune, and we played that tune in the galley of a 747 airplane. You remember back in the day they had those big double 747 airplanes, and we were coming back from a little tour we did, and the stewardess were saying, "Oh, you're trombonists and stuff," and we were having a good time, and so we actually did play Just Squeeze Me in the galley, in the back of the plane with two trombones at some 36,000 feet. Yeah. Okay, well, that won't entirely fix it. That won't entirely fix it, but that will help. And we'll see how it goes from here. I think maybe okay, so this next one is called The Sisyphus Effect. And that's because I noticed one day that there was something very Sisyphusian about trying to be a trombone player, in that we do have to get up every single day and roll the boulder to the top of the hill. Every day. You get the trombone out and you go. Etc., etc., etc. So this is the Sisyphus effect. Oh, Sisyphus. Oh, that's water. Okay, one more Coca-Cola, and we'll probably survive the next Okay. Thank you for hanging with me and my frailties here. I do have a solo record, which of course I forgot to bring here. However, it can be found. Everything's on Bandcamp now, which is a nice non-commercial sort of way of having record sales. Like, you don't need a store. There aren't any stores anymore. And they have a website, so I don't have to have one. Although I do have one, actually. But anyway. Let's go like this. I'm going to go to the jungle for a minute. This is called Early Morning in the Andersonorious Jungle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. So the jungle went into Equinox, which is Coltrane's tune. Probably most of y'all know that John Coltrane tune. It's so wonderful to play for an educated audience. I can't tell you. It's so wonderful that you all are here. Thank you so much for coming. There's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you all. So thank you so much. It's a chance to play for people who really are listening and can hear. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm still a little shaky, but I'm moving on to water now. It's a good sign. So I'm going to play the tune called Marching On, which is the name of the solo CD that's out. It's called Marching On. And Marching On is dedicated to John Lewis, the incredible, just mountain of forthright love. John Lewis. You know, he's the cat that got his head broken open marching with Dr. King over the bridge in Selma. Busted open. But that didn't stop John Lewis. He healed up. He was then active for a long, long time, I think 40 years in the House of Representatives from Atlanta, constantly championing equality, equity, possibility, never succumbing to the temptation to hate anybody. Unbelievable guy, incredible guy. I got to meet him once. I heard him speak, and there was a little gathering, and I got to meet John Lewis, and the people that we were with there said, like, "Oh, Ray, you should play him a tune. You should play him a tune." I'm like, "I should play him a tune." So, so I did play him a tune, and yeah, that was an honor. That was a huge honor. Here. Okay, it's break time. I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I know they always say that. Oh, we'll be back in a few minutes. And then it's like 30 minutes later, you're saying, like, okay, where's the darn band? What are they doing in the band? But I'm going to take a 5-minute break, and I mean it. And this is really for the purpose of allowing blood to come back into the lip. Because I think the blood in the veins is probably okay now, but I'll be checking it anyway, you know. But the blood, the lip, however, you know, this is actually insane. I mean, if you think about, okay, for hours and hours every day, you put a piece of metal on your face and then exert yourself to the absolute end of your ability. That's crazy. We're crazy.
All right,
so I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Thank you. Yeah.
Back in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Oh. Thank you both for saving my life.
Yeah, I won't do that much again. Yeah, this won't be a half. This will be the small half.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe flying over.
All right.
I meant to raise this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the bandstand, Ray Anderson.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's all stories. You know, I picked the trombone in the 4th grade. I was 9 years old, and the school had a program where your kid could pick an instrument, and they had a deal with Lyon and Healy. I'm from Chicago, so they had a deal with Lyon and Healy where the parents could rent a student model of this thing at a very reasonable cost, and the school would endeavor to give them some basic lessons, you know, for which we had the incredible, I was so lucky to have the incredible Frank Tiro teaching us. He later went on and became the chair of music at Yale University and all kinds of things. But there were 2 people in the 4th grade who picked the trombone, and the other one was George Lewis. I mean, the George Lewis, like, you know, who is so far beyond any of us that it's just a kind of a miracle that I've been able to know this guy since I was 9 years old. Yeah. Anyway, it was actually the sound of Vic Dickinson and Trummy Young that really made me pick the trombone. I don't come from a musical family, and weren't really all that hip to jazz or anything. But my father had some records of what we used to call Dixieland, or what I now call trad jazz, trad. So it's those two voices, Vic and Trummy, and they're doing that, in those and so it sounded like fun to me. I thought, well, I'd like to do that. Okay, I'm gonna get a trombone. Yeah, that was. So the tune I played was Kid Ory's Creole trombone, which is older than any of that. And Kid Ory is older than damn near anybody. Kid Ory, he had like, he was, I think, older even than Buddy Bolden. And he had a really young Louis Armstrong in his band in the beginning of the 1900s. So he's maybe a little bit unknown what a giant he actually was in the music, and that's his tune. Go on, kid. Kid. Okay, and here's another one.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, another person that I love and who has spread incredible joy all over the world, that was Roswell Rudd's tune. Roswell Rudd, the great trombonist. That tune is called Keep Your Heart Right. And he sure did. Wow, Roswell. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I can make this.
That's so great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's easy to remember. Thank you for being so memorable. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say it's one thing to give a solo improvised brass performance and to share your story and the musical history. It's another thing altogether to share your medical challenges with the audience while you're experiencing them. So I just want to thank Ray for his bravery, his honesty, and incredible musical performance. Thanks so much, Ray.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Wonderful.
And once again, this is a co-presentation of the Jazz Foundation of America and the National Jazz Museum in Harlem. Please support the museum if you're here in this space. We're here every Thursday until Thanksgiving, and we'll be back next week with some hard bop fireworks inspired by Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers under the leadership of John Benitez on bass. It will be great. Join us then. Until then, have a great day. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Beautiful.
Thanks so much, man.
Oh, man.
It was incredible.
Pleasure.
Yeah, no, it was quite a journey.
Jazz Foundation of America, yo. That's where it's at. Yeah.
Thank you. I know you.